Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by We Have a Winner. Yes, it appears Paramount has come out on top for its bid to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery. Now, the deal has not officially been inked, but Netflix has announced it's backing away from the acquisition bid. After Warner gave another look at Paramount and then Paramount sweetening the deal again, Netflix has decided it is too much cash and just too many obstacles to try to continue on. The news comes after Warner stated that indeed the Paramount deal is better, and Netflix had a handful of days to counter-offer, which they declined to do so. So, after 7 major offers that were rejected, the 8th time was the charm for David Ellison and his board over at Paramount. It's a lot of money and a lot of assurance, but Paramount seems to think it's worth it in the end. They even have to pay Netflix for breaking up the planned deal between the two companies. They're paying Netflix $2.8 billion just for the termination fee. Remember that Skydance bought Paramount last year for just $8 billion, and I double-checked thinking that figure might be wrong, but yeah, Netflix is still walking away with almost $3 billion in the pocket. And Warner Brothers will get many more billions than that if the deal goes wrong in general, if the government decides against it, and other things. So we will see what the details look like in the coming days and weeks. This is a major, major deal for Paramount because they are also acquiring the cable side of Warner. So CEO David Ellison has the Paramount side of things like CBS, Showtime, Nickelodeon, MTV, VH1, Comedy Central, and others, and they will now presumably be folding in Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, Food Network, Travel Channel, TLC, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, and a host of others. Of course, there is CNN, which they will now have, and the very coveted HBO, along with HBO Max. That is a lot of digital real estate in the TV world, but it's not 2005 anymore, and it's not even close to 2015 anymore. So it begs the question, how valuable is that all? You know, everything points to Ellison being fully aware of the obvious cable decline. So it seems like the goal is to get as many properties as possible now, manage the decline on the cable side as best as possible, and then the newer, younger leadership at Paramount is extremely focused on making Paramount Plus, or whatever the app will be called in the future, making it the total go-to for all entertainment. So revamping all older, dusty properties that should exist but need overhauling to survive, and then cutting and getting rid of properties that shouldn't exist at all anymore. They had to create a large enough platform for parents and kids, have a massive space for higher-end adult TV with Showtime and HBO. They will now have a massive news department, and of course, the movie studio side of things, bringing in major films. It is a very long road to real success that needs content needing revamping in a lot of areas. The platform or app that will come out of this, or the multiples of them, need to be spot on and functional to actually get the hundreds of million subscribers needed. And then on top of that, their shit needs to be good. So can they get people in the theaters, on the app, to value their news, to pay whatever monthly fees they're going to charge? You know, remember that Paramount Plus only just started earning a profit last year, and the company as a whole was at a $35 million operating loss for 2025. So it is a long road ahead, but it is still very impressive. A year ago, Skydance was just a mid-sized production company for movies and TV, and now in a very short time will be one of the few big boy major global players in media and entertainment. And on the movie side, Ellison has come out very recently and said he is promising 30 theatrical releases between both Paramount and Warner, kind of 15 on each side, which is very ambitious, and most major studios have not done that in many, many years. But they seem very serious. So we'll see how that all breaks down in the coming weeks. But of course, some quicker news reads here, and get ready for this one. So Sony is in the works to reboot its Spider-Man Dark Universe live-action movies. So it sounds like literally just redoing Morbius, redoing Kraven Hunter, or whatever that was called, possibly even Madam Web, and who knows if we get more Venom movies. I mean, they have lost a lot with the previous planned universe, a lot of money on this planned universe the last time they tried here. I mean, I'm sure they'll give it a bit of time, but CEO Tom Rothman literally said, yes, it's happening, and they are rebooting those properties. Actor Jonathan Majors is in the beginning of his comeback attempt after being convicted of reckless assault and harassment in 2023, but at the same time being proven unguilty for some of the more serious things being charged against him. Majors had to undergo 52 weeks of an in-person domestic violence intervention program, and now that he's in the clear, he wishes to return. So fellow Creed co-star Michael B. Jordan has shown support for Majors, saying that he wishes to work with him in the future and possibly on more Creed films. But Jordan isn't the one revitalizing Majors just yet. It actually comes from an unlikely conservative studio, The Daily Wire. So The Daily Wire has been making a push more and more into TV and movies, but distribution has very much been in-house and not widely available. Picking up Jonathan Majors for an action movie that's being shot right now is certainly a little surprising, but I guess we'll see what comes of it as Majors tries to get himself back into Hollywood, and The Daily Wire tries to get into Hollywood. And now updates on some major franchises here. So Jason Bourne and the Bourne franchise. Well, although Matt Damon has said he's in for another Bourne film until now, it appears that Damon will not be returning as Jason Bourne, which is a bit surprising. Who knows who Universal will get? They're probably working on it already. But it does come as a shock, since Damon has been very public about coming back to the franchise, and really, can the franchise live without Damon? So the director attached to the next Bourne project, Edward Berger, still says he's very much attached to it and wants to do it. But of course, we'll see and keep you updated just as things roll out. And that being said, The Matrix 5 is still very much alive. Writer Drew Goddard, who wrote on the upcoming project, Project Hail Mary, and previous projects like Cloverfield and TV shows like Alias and Lost, he has said that he's currently writing the script for Matrix 5, and Goddard said, quote, "It's still in the works. I'm in my writing cave writing. I don't know how long I'll be in that writing cave, but whenever I come out, I'll have news to share," end quote. So Matrix 5 very much in the works, very much still alive, and let's see what Neo and the Matrix has to offer. But with that, let's jump on over to the box office for this past weekend. So fifth best-selling film this weekend was Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert, and that made $3.5 million. Next was 21 Pilots, More Than We Ever Imagined. That made $4.3 million. Wuthering Heights made $7 million even. Second for the weekend was GOAT, making $12 million. And then newly released for the number one film at the box office was Scream 7, making a franchise best of $64.1 million. Not bad for that film considering the reviews that are coming out. Coming up this Thursday, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing. We are dancing this week, everybody, so get your tap shoes on. We have a classic from 1951 in American in Paris, directed by Vincent Minnelli. Then Saturday Night Fever from 1977 by John Badham. And Dirty Dancing by Emile Ardolino. And finally, from 2016, La La Land, directed by Damien Chazelle. But that's it for your weekly movie news here. We'll leave you today with a quote from an actor, Keanu Reeves. People were saying that David Geffen and I had gotten married, and it just blew me away. Not that they thought that I was gay, but that they thought that I could land a guy that hot. And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings weekly movie news podcast, that was it. See you on Thursday.